Alright you guys, so welcome back to my channel. I have a very exciting video on the Rare Beauty line by Selena Gomez, which I am so excited for. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I first heard about it, I was just kind of like, I don't know how it's gonna go, because you know when it comes to celebrity makeup lines, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but with this one, I have heard so many good things about it, so I did go ahead and pick up a couple products, which I cannot wait to test out. But with that being said, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and let's jump right into the video. So before we go ahead and apply this on the face, I do want to point out that when I did go to Sephora and I saw the complete line, I want to say I was super impressed, because the foundation shades and the concealer shades are really just thought out and they just flowed, if you guys know what I mean. Because when it comes to a lot of foundations and concealers nowadays, you can kind of see a skip within colors. This just flowed really nicely, and she had really dark shades, really light shades, in between shades. Even for the highlighters and the blush, like there's so many different shades that will work for someone who has darker skin, brown skin, light skin. It doesn't matter. There's just so many things to pick from, and I want to say shout out to her, because I feel like a lot of people doubted her when she first started her line, but looking at everything, I just think it just makes sense. And also I do love the vision and the meaning of her brand, because it does deal with mental illness, and she does give back as well with that. So it just makes sense, and I love it. And one more thing I do want to point out is the prices, because with it being a Sephora, I just didn't know if it will be really expensive or super affordable. So one thing I do want to say is I think it's an affordable line, because a lot of the products weren't super high price. Now, for example, I do have my receipt right here, so I can show you guys how much I paid for each. Now, the foundation itself is $29, which I think is a great price, because you guys know when it comes to Sephora, foundation can be $40, $45, or even $50. So I think that's a good price for that one. Moving on to concealer, I paid about $19 for this, which is great. I don't even know if there's concealers in Sephora that are $19, because that is super affordable for that one. And then last but not least, I do have the blush, which is $20 as well. So you can get a couple products for $100, I feel like. So definitely go in there and check it out, because there's a lot of things to pick from within her line. Now, moving on to the face, let's go ahead and jump into the testing part of it. I know you guys are excited to see this one. So I do have my primer on. I use the Kane & Austin Prime and Protect Mattifying Primer all over, and I already went ahead and color corrected as well. So let me get the foundation out for you guys. And just to remind you, I got the shade 460W. Now, looking at it in person, it kind of looks super red or orange, but you guys know when it comes to Sephora, the lights, you just never know what you're getting. Okay, so let me open this and see. Ooh, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. But looking at the box, it does say to shake up the foundation really well, so I'm going to do that. But I will also read the claims for you guys on here. So it claims to be a foundation elixir that feels barely there while building coverage and boosting your natural glow. So it's a very natural foundation. And now let's see what it looks like. That is shaken up. I kind of got it everywhere, you guys. So let me kind of clean this off. So I think it's really mixed now. So let me see what it looks like against my skin. And I actually think this is a good shade match. It looks a lot darker in the bottle because it is frosted, so that's probably why. But on the skin, it looks like it will match me perfectly. So let me apply this all over. And I will say it does feel super light on the skin, which I do like. And also the applicator, I love the fact that it has this, because it makes it really easy to apply on the skin. So I'm just gonna blend this into the skin and show you guys what it looks like. And it's funny because it feels super light when you apply it on the face, but it does have a bit of coverage, because typically when it comes to this area right here, I have a lot of dark marks, but it's already covered on the skin, which is weird because it's not a full coverage foundation, but it almost acts like that at the same time. Well, that was super easy to blend. Like, it just blended right into the skin. And I will say a color match, it is a little bit too yellow for the skin, but I feel like after I contour and all of that, it should match a little bit better. But so far, I'm loving the way it feels on the skin, because you don't feel like you're wearing foundation at all. It's really, really light. And I'm gonna go in and apply some on my forehead as well, because I've got to apply some foundation to that part. But so far it's looking really nice on the skin, and I will say the color as well is kind of adjusting as I let it sit on my skin, so it kind of matches a lot better. So now that everything is blended into the skin, I will say, you guys, this foundation is my perfect match. Like, looking at my chest and everything, it just looks so nice. So I'm proud of myself, because y'all know the testers, we can't do much with that, so I just kind of had to guess, and 460 looks absolutely perfect on the skin. So what I'm gonna do now before I apply the concealer is contour my face. I'm gonna use the Juvia's Place, the Shade Stick in the shade Katsina. Okay, so now that we're done with contour, let's move on to concealer. I do have the shade 460W to remind you guys, and let me see what this looks like, because I couldn't tell if the concealer was meant to match the foundation perfectly or it was a little bit lighter. But comparing the two, I will say the foundation's a lot darker than the concealer, so I do believe this is your highlight shade when you do pick the same shade, basically. So as I take this out, I can see it's a mini version of the foundation. I really do love this applicator, and let's see what the shade looks like underneath the eyes. So I feel like with this I could have went a shade down, just because it looks a little bit too orange compared to the other concealers that I do use. Let me get my Path McGrath and then show you guys what that looks like. So definitely, as I swatch it on my skin, I can tell the Path McGrath is a lot lighter than 460W in the concealer, so I should have went lighter, of course, but it's totally fine. I kind of just want to blend it out and see what it looks like on the skin and see how it feels as well. But this is a super light concealer, I can tell right off the bat, because my Path McGrath, it is a little bit thicker, but it still blends out really flawless. This one just melts right into your skin, so I can tell it's super thin. And then I'm just gonna go in and highlight the rest of my face all over and see what that looks like. But I do feel like, as you know, as I apply it more, that it's supposed to match the foundation, so I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. It looks like it's highlighting my skin, but at the same time, it kind of just melts right in. So I think it's supposed to match the foundation, but I can actually just compare it and show you guys what it looks like side by side so we can see, because I think that's what's happening right now. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, y'all can see the foundation and the concealer match each other perfectly. So if you do want a highlight shade, definitely go a few shades down, because this is just meant to match your under eyes, you know, perfectly. So yeah. So one thing I will say about the concealer is I'm not sure if I really like the formula, just because I feel like it's more on the thin side of everything. Especially if I'm going out, I just don't feel like I'll gravitate towards this concealer, just because I can already tell that it's meant for like a everyday, just light wear makeup look. Whereas if you want like a glam full coverage look, I'm not sure if this concealer will do what you need it to do. But nonetheless, I still think it looks really nice on the face. I just wish I got a lighter color. Okay, so to set the under eyes, I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty Easy Pick powder in the shade Kanafa. Alrighty, y'all, so it's been about a couple of minutes now, so it's time to brush the powder off my face. And typically when I bake, I can kind of tell if I'm gonna love a concealer or not, just because of the texture and what it looks like once I remove the powder. So taking my e.l.f. blush brush, I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the powder off the face and see what my under eyes look like. So I did come up closer so y'all can see what the face looks like. And I will say the under eyes and, you know, wherever I apply the concealer looks pretty flawless, y'all. Not gonna lie, it looks really smooth and just nice, so I do like that. So what I'm gonna do now is just apply bronzer and just powder my face a little bit, and then we'll move on to the blush, which is the last one I do have. So this one I'm really excited for, actually, just because the color, y'all. I can't wait to see what it looks like on my skin. All right, so now moving on to blush. I am really excited to try their matte liquid blush in the shade Love, because when I saw it in the store, it just looks like a beautiful burnt orange blush, which I absolutely love on my skin tone. So let me get this out and show you guys what it looks like up close. It does look a little bit more, how do I say this, brick red in person, but hopefully it's orange, because if it's not, I'm low-key gonna be upset, y'all. So let's see. All right, so let me swatch it actually and show you guys what it looks like. So yeah, in person it's more of a watermelon color, like a hot pink color, which isn't bad, but at the same time it does have a hint of orange in there. So what I'm actually gonna do is apply to the back of my hand first, because I know a lot of people want to apply directly on their face, but I'm scared that it will take off my foundation. So I'm just gonna apply onto the back of my hand and then take my sponge, dab it in this, and then apply it on the cheeks like so, as y'all can see. So yeah, this is beautiful, because even though it's matte, I just thought, I don't know, I thought it would be super drying, because she does have a matte version and a dewy version. So I wasn't sure, you know, what the matte will look like on the skin, but nonetheless, I think it's really pretty actually. Y'all, this is so pretty on the skin. Like, I feel like I'm applying too much, because when it comes to blush, I do tend to go overboard, but I think this is really nice. And I don't know, I'm really impressed with everything so far. Like the concealer, I'm kind of on the fence, but just the base and how everything is looking right now, I'm obsessed. All right, you guys, so it's currently 1 o'clock right now, so this is what my face is looking like. I do want to do an 8-hour test for you guys, so I should be back around 9 p.m. to show you guys what the foundation and concealer and all of that is looking like. But this is my face up close. So far, everything looks really nice, you guys. I cannot complain. I just think, you know, she really did a great job with the formula, the packaging, and all of that. I just love it so far. So yeah, you guys, if you do watch my videos, you already know how this goes. I'm about to go ahead and do some errands, and I'll be back around 9 o'clock to show you guys how everything is holding up. So see you guys in a couple hours. All right, you guys, so I'm back, and it's currently 9 o'clock, or actually 9:10, and this is what my face is looking like. I know I look super glowy everywhere, but at the same time, I will say one thing: the foundation still looks bomb, because typically around this time you see separation, or just like, you know, the foundation kind of moving around, but everything is still intact. The only place I have an issue with is my T-zone. I'm just not liking how the T-zone looks with the concealer. So this will go back to what I was thinking initially. I think the foundation is bomb for the skin, because if you guys look around my skin, it looks glowy, but it's not too oily, if that makes sense. The concealer area is a little bit too glowy for me. I mean, like, y'all can see like my reflection right here at this point. So let me go ahead and get the foundation out. I do recommend this because I love the way it matched my skin perfectly. I love the fact that I have a shade that literally matches me to the T. And also, if you do have dry skin or oily skin, I still feel like this will work for you, as long as you set your face or bake or anything you need to do to make sure that you're not too oily, if you do have oily skin. But the concealer, on the other hand, I felt like was too liquidy for me, and it didn't have like a matte base to it, because if I'm gonna go in with a foundation that is, you know, liquidy like this, and doesn't really control my oils, I want to make sure that my concealer is matte, that way everything is kind of balanced, if that makes sense. So the fact that the foundation is a natural glowy foundation, plus the concealer is glowy as well, that's just a little bit too much going on for my oily skin. So if I'm gonna go in with this, I'm gonna make sure that I do use my matte concealer. On the other hand, you guys, I do love the blush. This is just so beautiful on the skin. It's very easy to work with. As long as you use the trick that I used earlier, you should be fine. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I do recommend the foundation and the blush, but the concealer, not so much. But at the same time, go ahead and try for yourself, and then let me know your thoughts down below. But this is what everything looks like. Actually, what I want to do is go in with my sponge and just kind of like dab the area that is super oily. just to see what it looks like once the oil is gone. So now that the oil is off my face, I'm gonna come in a little bit closer and y'all can see that. Okay, give me a second. My base, after I remove the oil, still looks good, because I'm telling y'all, at this point, after 8 hours, foundation typically comes off on the chin area and like the forehead and all of that, but it still looks really nice once I blot it. So I feel like if you blot with these products, you should be fine if you do have oily skin, because right now everything looks really, really nice. So I don't know, shout out to Selena, because honestly, you guys, like, I did not expect for these products to be that good. I just thought, it's not a celebrity line, and let me just test it out and see how it behaves on the skin. But I really do believe she thought everything out, the shades, the formulas, all of that. She did a great job, so shout out to her. And I cannot wait to try more products from the line, because honestly, y'all, they have everything you can think of. I'm trying to remember all the products she had in Sephora when I went in. I know I saw liquid eyeliner, liquid highlighter, and also blotting sheets, and so much more. So I will go back and try those products out and let you guys know my thoughts as well. But with that being said, you guys, I love you so much. I hope you do enjoy this video. And yeah, I'm about to go ahead and watch Mulan the movie, because I've been waiting to watch that movie all week. So yeah, with that being said, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.